The small shuttle wasn't meant to catch anyone's eye. It was just another transport moving between Earth's moon base and Mars colony, carrying families going on vacation. Among them was 8-year-old Hanbit, his face pressed against the window as he watched Earth grow smaller behind them. "Look, Dad, I can cover Earth with my thumb now," Bit called out, his excitement making several other passengers smile. Admiral Duwan looked up from his tablet, watching his son with tired but happy eyes. He hadn't told Bit that this vacation was really a way to make up for missing his birthday last month. Running Earth's secret defense program meant many missed family moments. The ship's captain made another routine announcement about their smooth journey to Mars, where they would spend a week at the famous Red Dunes Resort. Bit had been talking about the trip for months, especially about the low-gravity swimming pools. That's when everything went wrong. The first blast came without warning. The shuttle's lights flickered, and screams filled the cabin. Admiral Duwan's military training kicked in immediately. He reached for his son, but the second blast tore a hole in the shuttle's side, right where Bit had been sitting. Bit! Duwan's scream was lost in the chaos of emergency sirens and the hiss of escaping air. The emergency shield snapped into place, but it was too late. Where his son had been sitting moments ago, there was nothing but twisted metal and the cold void of space. The next few hours passed in a blur of rescue ships, medical teams, and emergency responses. 17 passengers dead, including 8-year-old Hanbit. The official report called it an unexpected meteor strike, but Admiral Duwan knew better. He had seen too many weapons signatures in his career to mistake this for a natural event. 3 days later, in an underground facility beneath Seoul, Duwan stared at the attack analysis on his screen. His eyes were red from lack of sleep, and his uniform was wrinkled from spending days at his desk. Behind him, Captain Sunmai stood quietly, holding a data pad with the final confirmation they had been waiting for. "Sir," she said softly, "we've confirmed it. The energy signature matches Spiral Alliance weapons, specifically their new X-720 destroyer class." Duwan's hands tightened into fists. The Spiral Alliance, the supposedly peaceful coalition of advanced alien species that had welcomed Earth into the galactic community 50 years ago. The same aliens who had classified Earth as a protected developing world and restricted their space travel to the solar system. "They were testing their weapons on us," Duwan said, his voice dangerously quiet, "using our civilian ships as target practice. How many other meteor strikes were actually their weapons tests?" Captain Sunmei pulled up another report. "We found matches for at least 27 incidents in the past year alone. They thought we wouldn't notice. They thought we couldn't detect their signatures." Duwan stood up slowly, walking to the massive window that overlooked the secret shipyard deep underground. Below, hundreds of advanced warships sat in perfect rows, hidden from the galaxy's prying eyes. For 50 years, Earth had played the role of an obedient, developing civilization, all while they built, planned, and prepared. "Send the wake-up call," Duwan ordered. "Activate all sleeper cells in the Orc Cloud fleet. Contact Engineer Jinho. Tell him to begin mass production of the quantum drives, and get me a direct line to the President." "Yes, sir," Sunmai responded, already sending the commands. "Should I also alert the other families of the victims?" Duwan touched the photo of Bit on his desk, his son's smile now a reminder of everything they had lost and everything they would avenge. "No," he said finally. "Not yet. Let them believe the meteor story for now. Soon, the whole galaxy will know the truth." He turned to face his captain, his eyes hard with determination. "The Spiral Alliance thought they could hunt us for sport. They thought we were just another primitive species to bully and test their weapons on. They killed my son, thinking we couldn't do anything about it." Through the window, lights began turning on in the dormant ships, one by one, like stars waking up in an underground sky. "The galaxy is about to learn a very important lesson," Duwan said. "Nobody touches our children, and Earth's fleet is very, very real. Behind him, the ships continued to wake up, their powerful engines humming to life for the first time. The sound echoed through the facility like a war drum, announcing to no one and everyone. Earth was done playing nice. The galaxy would pay. Captain Sun Mai stood at the command center of Earth's hidden base on Pluto, watching as thousands of dots lit up on the massive screen before her. Each light represented a warship waking up from its long sleep in the Oort cloud, Earth's secret armada coming to life after 50 years of waiting. "Status report," she called out, her voice steady despite the excitement in the control room. "Oort cloud section, A through F reporting in," replied Lieutenant Han from her station. 7,000 ships at full power. All crews responding. No detection from alien monitoring stations. Sun Mai allowed herself a small smile. The aliens thought their monitoring stations could see everything in Earth's solar system. They had no idea that humans had learned to hide their ships in plain sight, disguising them as chunks of ice and rock. The main screen lit up with a call from Engineer Jin Ho at the Mars facility. His normally neat hair was messy, and his eyes were bright with energy. "Captain, the quantum drives are ready," he reported. "We've started mass production. These babies can outrun anything the Spiral Alliance has. They won't know what hit them." "Good work, Jin Ho," Sun Mai replied. "How long until?" The screen split as Admiral Du-Won joined the call. He looked more focused now, the raw grief in his eyes replaced by cold determination. "Time check," he ordered. Sun Mai straightened. "First wave of ships will be battle-ready in 6 hours. Second wave in 12. The entire fleet will be operational within 24 hours. "Too long," Du-Won said. "The Spiral Alliance killed my son 4 days ago. I want the first strike ready in 3 hours. Jin Ho spoke up. "Sir, about that. I have something to show you. Remember those special upgrades we were working on? The ones that seemed too aggressive?" The screen filled with images of a new weapon system. Sun Mai leaned forward, her eyes widening. The design showed missiles that could think for themselves, powered by the same AI that Earth had pretended not to have. "We called it the Parents' Rage System," Jin Ho explained quietly. "It can track targets across light years. No shields in the known galaxy can stop it." Do-Won was silent for a moment. "Install it on the first wave," he finally ordered. "Every ship." The next 2 hours were a blur of activity. Sun Mai moved between stations, coordinating with crew chiefs who had lived normal lives on Earth just days ago. Now they shed their civilian disguises, revealing themselves as highly trained soldiers. "Mom," called out Lieutenant Han. "Incoming transmission from the Spiral Alliance Border Patrol. They're asking about unusual energy readings near Pluto." "Send them the prepared response," Sun Mai ordered. "Tell them it's just routine maintenance on our primitive defense satellites." She turned to her crew. "Everyone remember, we're still playing dumb for 1 more hour." The crew nodded, some hiding smiles. For 50 years, Earth had fed the galaxy fake data about their technology. The aliens thought humans were still figuring out basic space travel, when in reality, Earth had surpassed most of their tech decades ago. Down in the ship bays, crews were boarding their vessels. These weren't the clunky, obvious ships that Earth showed to the galaxy. These were sleek predators, built with technology that human scientists had developed in secret, driven by AIs that made alien computers look like toys. "First wave crews report ready," Hayan announced. "All systems green. Parents' rage weapons armed and linked." Sun Mai opened a channel to all ships. "Remember your training. Remember why we hide no longer." She paused, then added softly, "Remember Hanbit." The name spread through the fleet in whispers. One child's death would launch the greatest revelation the galaxy had ever seen. Admiral Du-Won's voice came over the main channel, calm and clear. "All ships, power up. Show them what humanity can do." 10,000 engines lit up across the solar system. In the Oort cloud, massive ships shrugged off their icy disguises. On Mars, hidden hangars opened in the red sand. Even on Earth's moon, mountains split apart to reveal launch bays. The Spiral Alliance's border patrol sent another confused message about the energy readings. No one bothered to answer this time. First wave. Launch. Sunmai commanded. The ships rose as one. Humanity's hidden fleet, built by grieving parents, powered by rage at those who would harm their children. They had played weak. They had played stupid. They had smiled and bowed to alien ambassadors who thought they were dealing with primitives. That game was over. Now it was time to show the galaxy why you should never, ever hurt a human child. Commander Young-ho watched the alien space station through his ship's advanced sensors. The Spiral Alliance thought their fortress at Beta 9 was hidden behind the best cloaking technology in the galaxy. They were wrong. All ships in position, his tactical officer reported. Enemy has no idea we're here. Young-ho nodded. His battle group consisted of 200 ships, all hiding in plain sight around the station. The alien sensors showed only empty space, while Earth's superior stealth systems made their ships truly invisible. Remember, Young-ho said to his crew, this station ordered the weapons test that killed Hanbit. The order came from here. He didn't need to say more. Every crew member knew the story now. The first human strike against the Spiral Alliance was about to begin. Launch the parents' rage missiles, Young-ho ordered. Show them what humanity can really do. Across his battle group, 2,000 missiles launched silently into space. These weren't the simple weapons the aliens thought humans could make. These missiles could think. They could learn. They could chase their targets across light years. The station's alarms finally went off far too late. Alien voices filled the communication channels, confused and afraid. Unknown energy signatures detected. Impossible. There are no ships in this sector. Weapons incoming. But our sensors show nothing. Young-ho watched calmly as the missiles struck. The station's famous shields, said to be unbreakable, shattered like glass. The parents' rage missiles weren't just weapons. They were humanity's answer to 50 years of being looked down upon. Station defenses failing, his tactical officer reported with satisfaction. Their backup systems are useless against our eye-guided strikes. That's when the Spiral Alliance patrol ships arrived. 7 massive warships, each one bigger than anything Earth had ever officially built. They moved to protect the dying station, their weapons charging. Should we retreat? Someone asked. Young-ho smiled. No. Now we show them what our ships can do. All vessels, drop stealth. Let them see us. 200 Earth ships appeared around the alien patrol, like predators emerging from the darkness. The alien commanders barely had time to register shock before Young-ho gave his next order. Engineer Jin-ho said to test the new quantum drives in real combat. He said, let's do that. All ships, execute battle pattern Earth 1. What happened next would become legend in the galaxy. The Earth ships moved in ways that should have been impossible. Their quantum drives let them jump through space in microsecond bursts. They were everywhere and nowhere, their weapons striking from angles that alien shields were never designed to block. Enemy Ship 1 destroyed, reported the tactical officer. 2 and 3 breaking formation. They're trying to retreat. Don't let them, Young-ho ordered. No one escapes to warn the others. Not yet. The battle lasted exactly 7 minutes. When it was over, the mighty Beta 9 station was a floating wreck, and 7 of the Spiral Alliance's best warships were reduced to scrap metal. Not a single Earth ship was lost. Young-ho opened a channel to his fleet. Search the station's database. Download everything. Then plant our message. Teams of human soldiers, wearing armor far more advanced than anything Earth was supposed to have, boarded the ruined station. They found the weapon test orders that had killed Hanbit. They found plans for more tests on other human ships. They found 50 years of lies and cruel games played by aliens who thought humans were just amusing primitives. Sir, his communication officer called out. Admiral Du-1 is asking for a status report. Young-ho looked at the destruction around him. Destruction caused by weapons and ships that humanity had hidden for decades while playing weak. "Tell him Phase 1 is complete," he replied. "The message has been delivered. When the Spiral Alliance finds this station, they'll know exactly who did this and why." On the station's surviving walls, human soldiers had painted a simple message in every alien language. "You killed our children. Now learn why humans were never prey." As his fleet prepared to jump to their next target, Young Ho thought about Hanbit, the boy who never got to see his Mars vacation. His death had woken a giant that the galaxy wasn't ready for. And this was just the beginning. "All ships," he commanded, "set course for the next station. The galaxy wanted to see what humans could do. Let's show them." The Earth fleet vanished into quantum space, leaving behind a graveyard of alien ships and a message that would shake the galaxy. Humanity had never been weak. They had just been patient. That patience had run out. Ambassador Myra walked into the Galactic Council chamber with calm steps. Around her, representatives from 200 alien species whispered and pointed. News of Earth's attacks had spread fast. The destruction of Beta 9 Station was just the beginning. In the past week, humanity had destroyed 30 major Spiral Alliance bases. The council chamber looked like a giant bowl, with raised seats circling up into darkness. Mayro walked to the center, where a single platform floated in the air. She wore a simple black suit, not the colorful robes other species preferred. Today, Earth didn't need fancy clothes to make a statement. "The human representative will explain these acts of war," announced the council leader, a tall being with blue skin. His voice shook slightly. He had just learned that 3 Earth warships were currently invisible and present in the chamber, their weapons aimed at the council. Myra smiled, the same smile she had used for years while pretending Earth was a simple, developing world. "Honored Council," she began, "I bring evidence." She pressed a button. Above the chamber, huge screens appeared. They showed thousands of images, secret weapons tests conducted on human ships, planned attacks disguised as accidents, Spiral Alliance commanders laughing as they targeted Earth vessels. "For 50 years, Mayray continued, the Spiral Alliance has been hunting humans for sport, testing weapons on our civilian ships, killing our people for fun." The chamber erupted in shocked voices. Mayray's next words cut through the noise. "They killed a child named Hanbit." The screen showed the shuttle attack, showed 8-year-old Bit's last moments, showed the Spiral Alliance commander ordering the weapons test that killed him. In the audience, Colonel Ta-1 sat quietly, watching as his intelligence team released more proof. Files stolen from Beta 9 Station revealed everything. 50 years of lies, of treating humans like lab rats. "Earth was supposed to be protected," Mayray said. "We signed your treaties, followed your rules. And how did the Spiral Alliance honor those treaties?" New images appeared. Other species gasped as they recognized their own ships, their own people, targeted in similar tests. "We were not the only ones," Mayray declared. "The Spiral Alliance has done this to dozens of developing worlds. But they made one mistake. They killed a human child. And now everyone will know the truth." The Spiral Alliance representatives jumped up, shouting denials. Mayra waited until they finished. "You thought Earth was weak," she said softly. "You saw what you wanted to see, a primitive planet playing with its first spaceships. You never asked why we stayed in our solar system, why we seemed so limited." She pressed another button. The screen showed Earth's real fleet, thousands of advanced warships that had hidden in the Oort cloud, weapons that surpassed anything the Spiral Alliance had, technology that made alien systems look ancient. "We were never weak," Mayray explained. "We were watching, learning, building, and waiting for you to show your true nature." Colonel Ta-1 stood up then, his voice carrying across the chamber. "We have shared this evidence with every world in the galaxy. Right now, billions of beings are learning how the Spiral Alliance really treats protected species." The council chamber erupted again, but differently this time. Representatives from other worlds stood up, sharing their own stories, tales of mysterious accidents, lost ships, dead children. Myray watched as the Spiral Alliance's power crumbled. Allies turned against them. Trade deals were canceled. Military pacts broken. Earth does not want war with the galaxy, she announced. We want justice. For Hanbit. For every victim of these crimes, the Spiral Alliance leaders will face trial. Their weapons will be destroyed. Their power over developing worlds will end. She looked directly at the Spiral Alliance representatives, who now sat pale and silent. You thought humanity was hiding in fear, Mary said. We were not hiding. We were hunting. And now, we have our proof. As she walked out of the chamber, new alliances were already forming. Species that had suffered in silence reached out to Earth for protection. The galaxy's power balance shifted in a single day. In orbit above, Admiral Duwan watched the council session from his flagship. A picture of his son, Hanbit, floated on a nearby screen. The galaxy is changing, Captain Sunmight said beside him. Duwan nodded. Yes, and this time, we'll make sure no one can hurt our children again. The stars seemed brighter somehow, as if they too knew. The age of hidden strength was over. The time of justice had begun. Dr. Hyun-suk stood in her lab deep under the Pacific Ocean, watching alien scientists examine her life's work. After 50 years of secrecy, she was finally showing the galaxy what human innovation really looked like. Impossible, whispered a six-armed alien scientist, watching tiny machines dance under a microscope. Your nanites are alive. Not exactly alive, Hyun-suk explained. But they can think, learn, adapt. She pointed to a damaged piece of metal on her desk. Watch this. She dropped a handful of silvery dust onto the metal. The aliens gasped as the dust came alive, spreading across the damage. In seconds, the metal was perfect again, stronger than before. Our ships heal themselves, she said simply. Every hit they take makes them stronger. The nanites learn from each attack and build better defenses. The alien scientists looked scared now. One of them, a tall being with crystal skin, asked, How long have you had this technology? 20 years, Hyun-suk answered. While we pretended to struggle with basic spaceflight, we were actually building things you thought were impossible. In another part of the lab, Engineer Jin-ho was showing off his quantum drive technology. He had removed the engine cover from a small test ship, revealing crystals that glowed with inner light. Regular space engines are like walking, he explained to the amazed aliens. Our quantum drives are like thinking of a place and simply being there. Distance means nothing. But the energy requirements, started one alien engineer. Jin-ho laughed. Would you like to see our real power sources too? The ones we didn't tell you about. On screens around the lab, videos showed Earth ships in battle. When Spiral Alliance weapons hit them, the nanites instantly repaired the damage. The ships didn't just heal. They evolved, their surfaces changing to resist each new attack. Your weapons can't hurt us anymore, Hyun-suk said. Each shot just teaches our ships how to be stronger. A message flashed on her screen. Captain Sunmi's face appeared, looking excited. Dr. Hyun-suk, the nanite swarm just finished upgrading the entire Third Fleet. You need to see this. The main screen showed Earth warships transforming. The nanites had learned from every battle, every weapon used against them. Now they were building new defenses that no one in the galaxy had ever seen before. Beautiful, isn't it? Hyun-suk asked the alien scientists. This is what happens when you force humans to innovate, when you make us afraid for our children. She touched a button, and more screens lit up. They showed vast fields of quantum crystals growing in secret caves on Mars, endless vats of nanites breeding in underground oceans, hidden factories that had worked for decades while Earth played weak. We could have shared this technology, Jin-ho said quietly. We wanted to, but the Spiral Alliance chose to treat us like toys, like things to test weapons on. One of the alien scientists, braver than the others, asked, "Why show us now?" "Because the galaxy needs to understand," Hansuk replied. "You didn't just wake up Earth's fleet. You woke up Earth's mind, our science, our creativity." She walked to a wall covered in pictures of human children. Hanbit's photo was in the center. "Every time you killed one of our people, we built something new, something stronger. When you killed Hanbit, you didn't just start a war. You revealed humanity's true power to the galaxy." On the screens, Earth ships continued to evolve. The nanites were improving faster now, learning from every moment. Ships that could heal, think, and adapt. Weapons that could outthink any defense. Drives that made distance meaningless. "Take this message back to your worlds," Hansuk told the alien scientists. Earth wasn't hiding in fear. We were building, growing, preparing. Now everyone will see what humans can really do. As the aliens left her lab, Hyunsuk turned to Jinho. "Should we show them the really advanced stuff?" Jinho smiled and shook his head. "Not yet. Let's save some surprises. After all," he looked at Hanbit's picture, "we're still not done improving." Above them, Earth's fleet grew stronger by the hour. Each ship was now a living thing, powered by human innovation and protected by technology that the galaxy had never dreamed possible. The age of pretending to be weak was over. Now it was time to show the stars what human minds could really create. Admiral Du-1 stood on the bridge of his flagship, watching the holographic display of the Spiral Alliance home system. After 3 weeks of battles, Earth's fleet had pushed deep into enemy space. Now they were ready for the final attack. "All ships report ready," Captain Sunmei announced. Her voice was tired but proud. Earth's fleet had not lost a single ship in the entire campaign. The nanite technology had made their vessels practically immortal. "Show me the enemy forces," Du-1 ordered. The display changed, revealing 5,000 Spiral Alliance warships gathered around their home planet. They had called back every ship they had, desperately trying to protect their capital. "They still think they can win," Sunmai said softly. "Even now, they don't understand what they're facing." Do-1 touched the photo of Hanbit on his command console. "No, they never understood us at all." He opened a channel to all Earth ships. "This is where it ends. This is where we show them the full price of killing our children." All ships, battle formations. 10,000 Earth vessels appeared around the Spiral Alliance fleet, dropping their stealth fields at once. The enemy ships looked old and clumsy compared to Earth's sleek, nanite-enhanced warships. "They're sending a message," Sunmai reported. The main screen showed the Spiral Alliance leader, a tall figure with gray skin. "Please," he begged, "we surrender. We didn't know. We never realized." "You didn't know." Du-1's voice was quiet but carried across space to every ship. "You didn't realize that killing children was wrong. That treating other species like test targets was evil." He pressed a button, sending the evidence they had gathered. Videos of weapon tests on civilian ships. Records of dead children from dozens of species. 50 years of cruelty disguised as accidents. "The galaxy has seen your true face," Du-1 continued. "Now face the consequences." The Earth fleet moved as one mind. Thanks to Jinho's quantum drives, they could appear anywhere instantly. Thanks to Hyunsuk's nanites, they were stronger than ever. Each ship had fought and evolved, becoming something new and terrifying. The battle was short. Spiral Alliance weapons bounced off Earth ships like rain. When they did cause damage, the nanites repaired it instantly, making the ships even stronger. Earth's weapons cut through enemy shields like they weren't there. "Enemy fleet is retreating," Sunmai reported. "They're running." "Let them run," Du-1 ordered. "Let them spread the word. This is what happens when you harm humanity's children." As the enemy fleet scattered, Earth ships surrounded the Spiral Alliance capital planet. Du-1 opened a channel to the surface. "We found the truth about my son's death," he announced to the planet's leaders. We found the order that killed him. It came from your highest council. You killed him to test a new weapon, to see how it would work on primitive human ships." The planet fell silent. "But Hanbit's death taught you the wrong lesson," Do-1 continued. "You learned that humans had teeth. You should have learned that we had hearts." He nodded to Sunmai, who sent the final message. "Earth demands the surrender and arrest of all Spiral Alliance leaders who ordered attacks on civilian ships. You have 1 hour. After that, we show you what our weapons can really do." The planet erupted in panic. Within 15 minutes, Spiral Alliance leaders were surrendering. They had finally realized what they had woken, not just Earth's weapons, but Earth's justice. As soldiers took the alien leaders into custody, Do-1 found the one who had ordered the attack on Hanbit's shuttle. The alien was small and scared now, nothing like the mighty leader who had treated human lives like toys. "Why?" Do-1 asked simply. "Why kill innocent children?" The alien leader shook with fear. We thought you were weak. Just another primitive species to use for weapons practice. We never imagined." "No," Do-1 cut him off. "You never imagined we were people, that we had feelings, that we loved our children. That was your mistake." As the prisoners were taken away, Sunmai approached her admiral. "Sir, what now?" Do-1 looked at his son's photo one last time, then at the stars beyond. "Now we make sure this never happens again, to any species' children, ever." The Earth fleet hung in space around the conquered planet, their nanite-enhanced hulls glowing with power. They had come seeking revenge. They would stay to ensure justice. The galaxy would remember this day, not just as the day Earth showed its true strength, but as the day the strong learned to fear hurting the weak. Because the weak might just be hiding their strength, waiting for the right moment to wake up. 1 year after the fall of the Spiral Alliance, Earth's main conference room hosted representatives from 300 alien species. The room was built atop the new Singapore Space Tower, with a clear view of humanity's ships patrolling the stars above. Ambassador Myre stood at the center, reading the final draft of the Child's Protection Act. The law was simple but powerful. Any attack on civilian ships, any weapons testing on populated areas, would face immediate response from Earth's fleet. "We were not the only ones they hurt," Myre said, looking at the gathered aliens. "But we will be the last. No more children will die from weapons tests. No more families will lose loved ones to cruel games." In the front row, Admiral Do-1 sat quietly. The past year had changed him. The revenge for his son's death had grown into something larger. A mission to protect all species from the strong who would prey on the weak. "The galaxy has changed," Myre continued. "Earth no longer hides its strength, but with power comes responsibility. We will use our technology to protect, not to conquer." Dr. Hyun-suk and engineer Jin-ho sat nearby, representing Earth's scientific council. Their innovations had transformed the galaxy. The nanite technology was now helping rebuild worlds damaged by the Spiral Alliance. The quantum drives were connecting distant planets, bringing species together who had never met before. "We offer our advances to peaceful worlds," Hyun-suk announced. "Not as weapons, but as tools. To heal, to build, to explore." On screens around the room, images showed the changes of the past year. Former Spiral Alliance weapons factories now produced medical supplies. Their military bases had become schools and hospitals. Their prison planets were parks and homes. Captain Sunmai, now Admiral Sunmai, stepped forward with her report. "Earth's fleet has stopped 17 attempts at illegal weapons testing this year. Each time, we acted to protect civilian ships. Each time, we showed mercy to those who surrendered." The aliens in the room nodded. They had seen Earth's power. More importantly, they had seen Earth's restraint. "But why help us?" asked a small alien from a world that had suffered under the Spiral Alliance. "You could rule the galaxy now. Your ships are the strongest." Do-1 stood up then. He walked to the center, taking out an old photo of Handbit. "Because of him," he said simply. "Because my son died thinking he was going on vacation. Because children everywhere deserve to look at the stars with wonder, not fear." He placed the photo on the main display. Handbit's smile filled the room. "Earth was never weak," Do-Won continued. "We were patient. We built in secret, yes, but not for conquest. We built because we knew someday someone would need protection. We never thought it would be our own children first." Myray took over. "The Child's Protection Act is more than a law. It is a promise that power must serve justice, that the strong must protect the weak, that every child in the galaxy deserves to reach for the stars safely." One by one, the alien representatives stood. They had brought their own stories, their own pictures of lost loved ones. Earth's archives now held millions of names, every victim of the Spiral Alliance's cruel games. "Never again," Myray declared, and the room echoed her words in 100 languages. Outside, Earth's ships continued their patrols. Their nanite-enhanced hulls shone in the sunlight, no longer hiding. Each ship carried the names of those lost, remembering why they fought, why they protected. In his private office later, Do-Won looked at his son's photo one last time before placing it in a special archive. Handbit's death had changed the galaxy. His name would be remembered not just for the revenge he inspired, but for the peace that followed. "The stars are safer now," Sun Mai said, joining him. "The weak are protected. The strong are washed." Do-Won nodded, and the children can dream of space again. Above them, Earth's fleet stretched across the sky, visible to all. No longer hidden, no longer pretending to be weak, but now their strength served a greater purpose, ensuring that no parent would ever again feel the pain that had started this change. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Earth had taught it well. And somewhere, Do-Won hoped, Handbit was smiling at what his death had created. Not just revenge, but justice. Not just power, but protection. The age of hidden strength was over. The time of open guardianship had begun.